You have probably experienced a terse email saying unsubscribe, or made a cold call only to be met with, "Where did you get this number?" When a customer pushes back, it's natural to feel defensive, offended, or unfairly criticized, or even hurt. But are these situations truly negative? Are these reactions from customers a true reflection of their lack of interest? Or are they actually reflections of your own negative thoughts? This leads to an important question. What if objections themselves are not expressions of disinterest? An abrupt telephone hang-up, or a "not interested" or "we're all set" reply. We experience such expressions as sincere and accurate. When they come, we believe them for what they appear to be. We are being told, "Go away." In reaction, you might feel a need to explain yourself, to prove that you're not doing anything wrong, or maybe even retaliate. But here is where Stoicism offers us a different choice, a shift in perspective, emotional and practical power over these situations, power which serves you and customers equally. Is it possible that what seems like an angry quip is actually a signal worthy of a closer look? The ancient Stoics teach us that emotions are not external to us. Emotions are the result of our unconscious thoughts and perspectives. Thus, emotions are controllable by regulating conscious thoughts. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In sales, this means realizing what we perceive as an objection quite often is not. Said plainly, an objection is not a problem when it is not, in fact, an objection. The problem is how we interpret the words of others, and how we emotionally and unconsciously react to those words. The truth is, what we perceive as negative objections are oftentimes not negative at all. The negative thoughts that we project onto the words of others is the problem. Indeed, guarding your mind means protecting your mental space from your own negative thoughts. Instead of letting an objection overwhelm or frustrate you, think of it as an opportunity, a chance to strengthen patience, become more self-aware, a chance to focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot, but also a chance to reinterpret what you heard, re-examine the other person's words for what they actually are. But this is where most sales and marketers fall into a trap. When we interpret words as no or negative, we are tempted to explain, or to begin persuading, to push back based on perseverance. After all, being tenacious is a positive trait in sales. While this is true, this tends to breed thoughts like, if I can persuade them to listen, they will see my value. However, this instinct to persuade pushes people away. Instead of reacting impulsively, pause and reinterpret words like "no thanks" as a clue, a piece of a puzzle, where the customer may be expressing interest which is not fully manifesting yet. Think of it as the early stages of interest. It is true, not every expression of "not interested" will have more meaning behind it. However, this interpretation allows you to assume a positive mental framework, and in many cases, responding to such expressions does produce meaningful conversations. Epictetus reminds us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Guarding your mind means resisting the urge to react emotionally, persuasively. It means responding thoughtfully with intention. Next time a prospect pushes back, avoid all emotion, positive or negative. The response is what it is. Detach from the desired response that you are looking for. Instead, Embrace what you used to interpret as a negative response as one worthy of exploring more deeply. The Stoics believed that the most powerful minds are the ones who master this detachment. In sales, this means focusing less on changing the customer's mind and guarding your own mind to make this happen. This allows customers to discover their own reasons to buy. Your purpose is not to persuade customers to take a meeting. Instead, guide them to reflect on their situation as objectively as possible, without being influenced by their own biases. Think of it this way. By asking inward-directed, facilitative questions, you are not planting ideas in their mind. Rather, you are activating thoughts that are already there. In this way, you are not pushing or persuading. You are pulling people closer by demonstrating a lack of desire to sell. You are detached from any particular outcome. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In sales, this means embracing reality. You cannot control people, how they react to a call or an email. You can control your ability to provoke curiosity and facilitate conversation. By focusing on curiosity rather than persuasion, you become steady, grounded. You attract conversations rather than forcing them. It sounds obvious, but are you doing this every day? Are you aware enough to guard against selfish thoughts? Start by letting go of the need to persuade. Instead, focus on inventing ways to help prospects to self-reflect. Ask facilitative questions. For example, what, how, and when questions. Avoid questions designed to produce answers that serve only you. Remember, make every question that you ask benefit only the customer. Literally, design each question to serve their interest, not yours. Remember, your purpose is not to change the customer's mind. It is to help them decide if and when they are ready to act on their own, and for their own reasons. Guard against your own natural yet selfish desires. When you guard your mind, you transform how you sell, because you stop chasing outcomes and you take control over your emotions. You confidently provoke and then facilitate conversations with intention, the clear, palpable intention of not selling. By becoming self-aware and guarding your mind, you'll find yourself fostering curiosity among customers by giving them the space needed to convince themselves to make the change. Epictetus said it best. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your very best. In sales, this starts with guarding your own mind and not falling victim to your own emotions. What seems like objections, in many cases, are opportunities to explore more deeply.